Hey guys, Lotsgon here today, and welcome back to Motorsport Manager. So as you know, last time we didn't have the best of races. Actually, we didn't do very well at all, I must say, and we had another part banned, which is something we need to work on. Really, we do have 6 new sponsor offers though, so there's not always this positive to the table. And second or above is what we're looking at here. Something we probably won't get. So what we will do, we'll just go for the 3 race option. I think that's going to be the good option to take here. And we will also go for a 16th or above 10 races, 75,000 for each, or 150,000 for each for 4 races. We do get a big upfront payment of $1 million for this though. I think we're probably going to earn more money off this sponsor. I mean, Gustavo Cruises looks like a very good offer. 800 upfront payment, 400 for bonus payment, but 10th or above. Now, currently, we're not getting 10th or above finishes. So I think we're going to go for this. Does give us a nice 6.4 million in the bank, which is nice to see. And for that, we could probably look at upgrading some of our buildings, or building a new building actually. What would be something that we need to improve on? This helps your lead designer and race mechanics to improve their skills. Forecasting Center improves your base of operations when you're at the race, improving weather reports, allowing you to see weather patterns forming much earlier. Would be helpful, not something we necessarily need right now though. Helipad 5-star sponsors unlocked. Could look at doing that. Don't know if it would be helpful, but we will probably look at doing that soon. Test track unlocks a great engine. Telemetry Center unlocks a great gearbox. Simulator unlocks a great rear wing. And Handling Development Center unlocks a good suspension. So we have a look at our car. Our engine seems to be pretty good. 5th best on the grid, so it doesn't look like it needs improving. The acceleration is the worst still. Low speed cornering is 9th, and the suspension is also quite bad. I think we're going to look at improving that acceleration still. So I'm going to go ahead and build the telemetry center. Risky move, but something we can definitely look at doing to help for the future of the team. Do we want to do it is the big question. I think so, yeah. So we do have that coming along now. We can't upgrade that. Tour Center has a max level. Design Center, we can't upgrade that. And what else do we have? We have the factory as well. Which, if I look, we can't upgrade that either. Scouting Facility, we could upgrade. Not really going to be that helpful though. So I think we should... No, we're not going to go for the helipad, actually. We're not going to go for the helipad. We're going to continue designing this gearbox. And then, once we have that in place, we need to improve the reliability of some of these parts. This front wing we need to improve the reliability on. We could improve the reliability on the suspension as well. think we're going to do that, yeah. So the gearbox has been finished today. So we built a new gearbox, which is great this time. Some good reliability in that. We will then look at improving that gearbox now. I'm still a bit annoyed this gearbox actually got banned, because it was a very good gearbox that we had there. But if we improve that reliability, 15 days time before the race, that's going to look like a good gearbox to get in with probably Ribeira's car now. Problems with the driver. Okay. Javier Vasquez is being an absolute nightmare. Not only does he constantly belittle me when we're talking in the press, but now he's saying I'm not World Championship material. What should I do? Channel your anger into racing or get your head down. Which personality trait would be helpful there? That is an interesting question. He's got lightning reactions. Taking acting lessons improves his marketability and is filming a documentary. But he does want a top mechanic. Okay, let's have a look at series traits. He's fearless, aggressive, gives you +2 on overtaking. Should we go for... I think we should go for aggressive, you know. I'm not sure what hard worker would do, but aggressive would add to his overtaking. What is his current overtaking? 15, so that'd take him up to 17. Oh no, I think it just impacts it a little bit, doesn't it? Just a tiny little bit. I'm not sure what to do here. This is a tough decision. Oh, it's really hard. I'm going to go hard working. I don't know if I'll regret that. Hard worker does improve his fitness and his mechanic relationship though, which is probably going to be better for us long term. Okay. I mean, it wasn't fantastic. It wasn't exactly what we were hoping for, looking for there. But it's okay. Oh, we got a vote coming up, a politics vote for double points. What's this? Double points on the final race. I think we should vote for that. Apparently we won't benefit from that. Marketing focused teams such as Thornton. Yo, I'm going to vote for it. It's probably not going to come in. It's probably going to go against. We're having a lot of people going against. Windsor have abstained. Van Dort have said yes. We've gone against. We've gone 4 here. Abstained. And 4 as well, so it's tied. What does that mean? The GMA's voted for it, so it has been approved. So the final race of the season now is going to be awarding double points. But it's probably not going to be implemented till next season, I do believe. I believe that is the, yeah, for the 2017 season, it will be implemented. I really like this feature in the game where you have the politics vote and you can vote for the rule changes and things like that. It adds to sort of the challenge, the competitiveness. It doesn't make every season the same. I think that's really good. It's something that when you play in the game, it is really nice to have that feeling of like the progress going on and seeing the rules change around you. We will go for Rush Jet on this. Ultra softs are going to be something we really want to stick to here. We'll go 744. I think that's going to give us a really good tyre selection for the race. We're missing a front wing for... Oh, yeah, we are, aren't we? Right, we need to design a new part there, actually. We need to design a front wing quickly. We'll go for that. And we will go for... Improves reliability, takes off corners. Can we go for that? Or can we go for that? What's better there? This looks like a good part. We're going to build this part. We are running low on money now. But that should be something quite good for the next race. Front wing. We'll go for this one. And what we have a risk of rule breaking on the gearbox as well, but it's only a low risk, so it doesn't seem too much of an issue. We are going to go into practicing. I'm going to leave it here, and then we're going to cut back after practicing so we can have a look at qualifying. So I will see you in just a second. Okay guys, so as you can see, we did actually finish 6th and 7th in that practice session, but as we know, that means nothing for the race. We basically stayed on ultra softs the whole time until we went on to some softs at the end. That's mainly because we're going to use the ultra softs for qualifying, and then we're going to stick with the softs for probably the actual race so we can do less stops. I'll talk you through the strategy when we get into it. So, for qualifying, as you can see, 16th or above, definitely think we can do that. We have a 15% performance increase on ultra softs, and we will put the qualifying trim on as well. And we're going to do the same here. Our car setups are okay. Not fantastic. I think we had a better car setup. No, we didn't. So, yeah, our car setups are okay. Not perfect. But not bad either. I think we have a 94% here and 89% here. So it's okay. As you can see, Esteban does still get the fastest laps. And we have a lot of ultra softs left to go through. So we have sort of 3 and 4 of each tyre set. So we have a good mixture to go into the race with for anything that could happen. Weather seems fine. We're going to take qualifying, and hopefully we can get a good result here. So I'm going to send Siri out on the ultra softs. And I'm also going to send Ribeiro out on the ultra softs. And hopefully we can get some good times here. Need to set auto on that. Auto on that. Hopefully we didn't mess that up there with the setting it on auto too late. It looks like we're going to get some good tyre temps. Maybe not some good brake temps here. Cold. But we do have some perfect and overheated. Okay, so Siri is probably not going to get a good lap with cold tyres. As you can see, she's already about a minute behind the leader. Ribeiro is about a minute, a second, not a minute. Second as well. So we're up into 5th and 6th. But as we know, that's going to probably drastically drop us down. This track's also quite interesting. You may see as we're going round. There's a few little islands here and there. Some tight corners. And it just makes everything a little bit harder. So we are coming in now. I'm going to send her back out again on the same set of ultra softs. And I'm going to do the same with Ribeiro. Hopefully this time they can get some good tyre temps going on. Do hope we can get a perfect and overheated, a good and a perfect. Okay, so I'm banking on Ribeiro here to get a really good flying lap. He's got a good setup. He hasn't beat his first time in Sector 1, which is surprising. Going into Sector 2. Still didn't beat his first time. And he's miles behind. It's really not good enough, that. It's really not. The big question now is, do we go out again on another set of tyres to try and up that position? Or do we stick? I think we're going to have to risk it. Leaves us with 3 sets of tyres for each, which should be okay. I think that should be okay. I mean, these are things we will learn throughout the season on the tracks. How many, what's the best strategy for each track, tyre-wise? How many laps are they at each track? What's the weather conditions normally like for each track? These are things we'll learn throughout the season and we can take into next season. But obviously we're constantly improving our car. We're going to be constantly improving our drivers as well. As you can see, we only got a good, an overheated, and a perfect, and an overheated. Not looking too promising for this. Ribeiro is, again, not really looking like he's going to set any decent times here or improve on his current time. No, he didn't improve on his current time. It does look like North is going to overtake Lundqvist by the looks of it. Yep. So, Siri Lundqvist drops into the bottom 4, out of the sponsor objective range, but Ribeiro does stick around in 12th, which is good to see. And qualifying is now ending. We're just waiting for everyone to come in on their in laps. It does look like we're going to stay in 12th and 17th. And that's not a bad finish. 12th is going to be a good position for us to sit in. Siri Lundqvist, again, doesn't impress me. Not impressed me at all this season. So I definitely will look at getting rid of her at the end of the season. I'm afraid it looks like. She's not pulling anything in. We're 7 races in now. Unless you can pull something out the bag in this race, we're halfway through the season. She hasn't managed to get a top half finish, I don't think. I know that our car's not the best, but check out how long the race is. 42 laps. That's a long, long race. So we're going to go for the soft increase in the race trim. Grid positioning wise, everyone is setting up on ultra softs, down to the super softs here. We're going to be looking at going out on the softs. Now that will give us 17 to 19 laps. And we could probably go for a sort of 2-stop strategy in this race, I do believe. I'm going to start Ribeiro on the softs as well. I know it could be a bad decision, but I feel like we need to increase a gap before we pit. Or do we start him on the ultra softs and pit early? Is the question. We could go ultra soft, which gives us 10. We wouldn't make it round with an ultra soft, soft, and soft, but a super soft would give us that extra little bit of leeway. I think we're going to start on the softs. Yeah, we're going to start on the softs with both. Not something particularly great to do, but we're going to start on neutral and medium as well. I'm going to change it up a little bit today. See if we can pull something out of the bag with this. My job is basically riding on this race as much as Siri Lundqvist's is, and as much as the team's reputation. Ribeiro, as you can see, drops down into 13th straight away. Not great for him. Lundqvist drops down into 18th. Ribeiro is going to drop down into 15th, it looks like. So not fantastic from him. Does move up, but he gets forced out there. And we're going to have to push these tyres a little bit to get the temps up. We've dropped down to 16th now. Back up to 15th. And it's not looking like a good start to the race for us. But hopefully that strategy that we've got in place can give us that extra little boost that we need. I'm hoping that that will be the case. Let's go on to attack for the tyres, because we need to get those, really need to get that up there. I'm going to go for overtake as well on Ribeiro, because he really needs to push that engine to make up these gaps that he's got. So what I don't want to do is lose that pack and get forced back into the back pack and stick around 15th with Ribeiro. Lundqvist can sit there because she's fell down to 19th already and doesn't really look like she's participated in the race, to be honest. Ribeiro is trying here. He's nearly went up into 14th then. He's going to try and take on the inside here. He does take on the inside. He goes up to 14th. Can he defend coming out of here? Doesn't look like he can. He's going to drop down to 15th again, which is unfortunate. He's pushing again. He's gone back up to 14th. He does look like he's going to defend and hold on to that spot this time, which is good for us. Good to see. He's making up a lot of pace as well. So we'll put the tyres back down to neutral. Just need to keep an eye on the temps of them. Woodford has crashed and he's out the race. So Siri Lundqvist is now actually last in the race, apart from the cars that didn't finish. Ribeiro is looking okay. But of course, he's our only bet for this sponsor objective. He is going to take 13th. He does take 13th. Good move by him there. It's nice to see that. He is making up a 2-second gap now on the pace. Good to see. Is he going to get took on the inside? No, he defends well there. Defends very well. And he's still going. Siri Lundqvist at the back seems to just be dropping time. And she's sort of in a world of her own now. In a race by herself. Maybe we should push her engine a little bit more. See what she can do. And the tyre temps are dropping, so we're just going to push a little bit more. See what we can get from this lap here. So we've got 12th and 11th ahead of us. 10th is quite a way off with Sharp. That's a 10-second gap we would have to make up to get into 10th. A little bit optimistic to think about that, but definitely something we should consider. So again, Ribeiro's making up pace. Can he... He's making up some good pace here in the sectors. Siri Lundqvist looks like she is on the heels of Flores now. She's caught him up. But I want to focus on Ribeiro now because he's catching up 12th. Coming up to this turn. He is in 12th now. Someone's pitted, so he overtook them into 12th. Tyres are going back down to neutral. Can he make up some places here? He's got Vasquez in front of him. He's right on the tail. And we could get up into 10th here. It's not pushing it too far to think about that. Right, we need to do something here. He looked like he was gonna take there. I don't think he had the acceleration to do that. He got blocked off. He's gonna go on the straight. As you can see, he doesn't really have the pace to catch up with them on the straights. Cornering is where it looks like he could take something here. Lundqvist has moved up into 18th now, which is good to see. Oliveira is down into 19th. That's because he pitted. So Lundqvist hasn't actually overtook anyone. She's just benefited from someone pitting quite early. We do want to push her tyres a little bit because the temps are dropping. Ribeiro here, what can he do? I want him to just get this overtake to move up into 11th, and then we can move his engine back down. We'll put it into high mode for now, just to save on a little bit of fuel, because we are really lacking on fuel for him. I need to speed the race up, don't I? I was getting really into this race because it's not been speeded up. Lundqvist has moved up into 16th. No, it's down to 17th now. Back up into 16th. Here comes Ribeiro. He's gone up into 11th now. I think getting the pace onto Graf now would be something we need to focus on. Obviously, we're losing a lot of fuel here. Lundqvist can go down to medium. We'll start pushing his tyres, and we are in 4th place now. A lot of the front runners have pitted, it seems. We're going to keep Ribeiro on medium, see what he can do here. He's up into 3rd. Obviously, we know that this is going to be down to the fact that he's been overtaken. He's down into 4th. It is to be expected. That's Chapman coming up through him. To 5th, that's the Scudero Rosaria. He's having a battle for 5th here, but he's up into 6th. He's still pushing. Lundqvist is down into 15th. Can we pit for fresh tyres soon? Let's just pause quickly. If we pit now, there would probably be a good time to pit now for Ribeiro. And what would we focus on going on to, though, is the big question here. What is everyone else on? Everyone else is on softs, aren't they? So we're going to go out on softs as well. We're going to go for a risky one. Yeah, we'll go for a risky one. Go for a risky one on the fast. Hope this pays off. The mechanics have made a good pit stop there. We're going to come out in 15th position. Good pit stop. Lundqvist is now going to be the car to come in for this pit. She's going to have a fast pit stop as well. And this is going to be an interesting race. It's going to be better than what we've had before. So here comes Ribeiro. He is making ground on Siri. He's up into 12th now. So he's gained a few of those positions from people that have pitted, which is good to see. Going to drop his tyres down to neutral because he is pushing them a little bit too much. We need to make these ones last this time as well. So Ribeiro is coming up on 11th. Oliveira. And he's caught up with that pack very nicely, actually. So Moreno's at the front of this pack in 9th. And nearly there, but he got blocked off, and that's cost him a little bit of time. Siri Lunkevitz is down in 19th now, 18th. She's moved up. Moreno's pitted onto some super softs. Ribeiro needing to be defensive here. He is making up on the pace. He's up to 11th. It's quite a nice place for him to be right now. We're going to push the tyres a little bit more as well because the temps are dropping. And he's took 10th there. He's just took Oliveira, so he's up into 10th. Well, he's having a very good race here. He's up into 9th. Okay, so we're leading this pack now. He just needs to stay in charge. He needs to be defensive and stay in charge. Okay, he's got Surikov coming up behind him. Surikov will have a much better car than us. So that's something that he will have to bear in mind for this. But he seems to be defending well so far. We are now halfway through the race, and we've got a 9th position, which is good to see. Seems to be setting some good times, getting away from Surikov. Going to drop his tyre temps down just a little bit. Siri can start to push her tyres just a little bit as well. He's holding a good position here. He's doing very well. Siri's up into 15th, so we've got 2 cars above our sponsor objective. But Ribeiro is having a fantastic race now. We just need to keep on top of this strategy for him. That's going to be the big issue now. So he is losing on the pace in that first sector for this lap. It does look like this is going to be a 3-stop race. He's definitely losing time somewhere. He's making up a little bit of time, but he is... It does look like his tyres are giving him a little bit of an issue currently. So we're going to push him a little bit to keep the temps up on him. We're going to lower series temps. Ribeiro is having a fantastic race here, I must say. I'm very impressed with what he's showing. Definitely showing that he should be the #1 driver in this team currently. However, if we do bring in a better driver at the end of the season, if we do carry on this into the second season, I think I do want to carry this on into the second season now. I've got a might have a problem with my brakes. Definitely not getting the usual response. Okay. What are we going to do? We will pit him. Should we pit him this lap? He can go for another lap, but if we pit him this lap, we should have a... We can come out in 10th with a pit. Another set of softs should last us 15 laps. But they're currently not lasting us 15 laps, are they? They're lasting us 13 and 14 laps. So the question is, do we risk a lap here? Do we risk a lap on 21%? And then pit the next lap? Or do we pit now in the hopes that we hold on to those tyres until the end. I think we're going to have to risk the lap. So we will pit him this lap onto a new set of softs. If we go ahead and fix that, we will come out in 11th then. That's going to take way too long. We're going to just risk it. We're going to have to risk this. We will do that. Siri can probably pit the same lap as well by the looks of it. And go onto a set of softs. Although she probably could get another lap out of these tyres. We've had a mistake as well, so she's not going to be pitting this lap. That was not good. That was not good at all. It does mean Siri can come in this lap and pit though. And what that means for us now is she's probably going to be on those tyres till the end of the race as well. And they'll probably be in better condition than Ribeiro's. So Siri Lundqvist may be our best bet at a good finish here. Unless there's a mistake again by our mechanics. Down into 16th, so that has not helped again. We've really got a current problem right now with the mechanics making mistakes. I mean, we are going for risky pit stops, but it's not something we should be dealing with at this stage in the season. We have a good relationship between our drivers and our mechanics, so it's not the greatest. As you can see, we are up into 11th now, and we're pushing on 10th, making up some good pace. We are going to drop down into neutral there. Now we're going to do the same here. Just need to manage these tyres to last until the end now. Is the big thing that we've got going on. We're sort of hoping that we can make it up a few places on some pit stops. I'm going to push again a little bit. Siri can go up into high mode and try and make up some of that gap that she's got going on in front of her. Ribeiro now's really sort of pushing his car. He's losing out. The gap's growing a little bit bigger, unfortunately, for him. It's a 3-second gap he currently has on the cars in front of him. A couple of my parts look a bit dodgy. Looks like they're going to be fine. Does look like Ribeiro's brakes may be affecting his racing, though. Which is very unfortunate. He has set a good first time in Sector 1. And coming out of Sector 2 now, he hasn't set a personal best there. And he hasn't there, but he is still making up time on the pace, which is good to see. We're going to drop his tyres down to neutral now. Same with Siri. As you can see, she's up into 13th. She's still pushing. Ribeiro's got some cars coming up behind him. That is Holtz. Holtz of Steinman, which could be an issue. That could definitely be an issue. So we need to defend that. And Siri can go back to medium now. Ribeiro's up into 11th. We have Siri Lundqvist in 12th. So we've got a sort of 1-2 on the second half of the table now. Ribeiro is really losing out to 10th Oliveira now. Oliveira does look like he's going to stay on those same tyres until the end of the race. Siri's going to push her engine a little bit harder now, just to make sure she keeps that 12th place. Ribeiro is catching up with Steinman, who are in 10th with Holtz. I don't know who this 18th is, Blanc, but he's really having a go at us. But he's got a blue flag to let us past, and he's not really adhering to the rules properly there. We are going to push now for the last lap on the tyres. Probably lost up a little bit of time here, but an 11th and a 12th finish. Not the best finishes we could have got. Oh, we've moved up into 10th. Are we going to get a top 10 finish here? We've got that top 10 finish at the end. We've took Holtz on the last. Well, that's a very good race for us. A 10th and a 12th finish. I think that's the first time we've had two cars finish that highly in the season. That strategy definitely seemed to work for us. Very much. As you can see, the smoothness really helps the better drivers, though, with the 19 that they can get on their tyres compared to the 15 we can get on ours. I mean, I'm very, very happy about that. I'm extremely happy that that wasn't a race we were meant to be in at all. But somehow we've managed to do that. We look at the commentary feed, is that the last corner, look, we overtook Nina Holtz to get 10th place. And that was, unless we get a scrutineering rule break here, which I really hope we don't. No rules broken. So we've got a really good finish there. That was a really good finish. Strategy seems spot on. 2 stops, same as everyone else. We didn't have any errors with the cars. No reliability mistakes. No front wing errors. No crashes. Picked up that important point on the board. And we finished above Rosetta Corsa as well, by picking up that important point. So Ribeiro's up into 3 points in the Drivers' Championships now. As you can see, Siri Lundqvist, one of only 4 drivers not to pick up a point yet this season. Which isn't fantastic for her. But she did have a better race this time out. We are up into 3 points now in the Team Championships. You know, will we finish in 7th? Probably not. But if we can continue fighting like that and improving our cars, we definitely have a chance of getting something from this season. I'm very, very happy about that. Very happy. I've also just knocked a speaker over, so if you heard a loud bang, that was what it was. Sorry about that. It was just the excitement, really, of winning that race. I'm so happy about that. I'm really, really overjoyed. We've not had the best races the last few, but that is really shows that if we get the strategy right and the driver does a good lap, you know, has a good race, you can really, really get a good result. The chairman's happiness has gone up, and markability has gone up. We've made a good amount of money from that race. We're going to have that new front wing coming in as well. I'm really, really happy about that. I'm so happy. I know I keep saying it, but it's one of those races. It's been coming. We've been trying. It hasn't worked. We've tried again. It didn't work. This time, it paid off. It really did work. Really did work. Our job security has gone up to secure. And I'm really happy about that. Have a look. Steinman Motorsport looking good in Cape Town practice. Chapman wins tight qualifying battle. He didn't win the race at all, though. Holtz finished 3rd in qualifying and came 10th. We actually finished above Holtz with Ribeiro, which is something that's really, really good to see. But we're going to take the interview from XBC Sport. Siri Lundqvist has claimed that your brakes seem to be holding the team back. She needs to button it. Yep. That's unfortunately how it goes. She needs to be quiet. I can't have her talking shit about the team, if we're being honest. It's not something we need. We need good team morale now, and she's not going to be helping that. But I'm happy about that. We do have the Guildford Grand Prix in the United Kingdom, the home country of myself, coming up very shortly. It does mean that it's going to be rainy by the looks of it. And it's 28 laps, so it's going to be a very interesting race, this is. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys did enjoy this episode, please leave a like. Please leave your comments and suggestions down below. If you did enjoy it, please tell me. Please tell me how much you enjoyed that race, because I really enjoyed that race. And if you're not subscribed yet and you enjoyed this content, please do. It means a lot. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. I will see you later.